So I've been chopping trees. Well, I've been thinking a little bit about what there is for me to talk about, and when you're put on the spot like this, it's actually not that easy to think of something to talk about. But there's a couple of things that I guess I've been thinking about recently that could merit some discussion. It's difficult, though, to talk about things without going too personal. Not that there is a reason, that there's like some secret or something that I want to hide and I don't want to talk personally. Yeah, I guess it's just the idea of going onto the internet and talking about your own life is not is not something that I find that appealing. I think I do value privacy. See if we can get a bit of this other wood. Oh no. No, I shouldn't have done that. Started chopping on this tree. No. The other one took so long to cut down. Oh, and I don't really want to just leave it hanging in the air. Maybe I can get on this tree. To climb up. Up. Oops, lag spike. Oh, that's one way to get out of a tree. Let's see, I don't know if there's anything else up there still. I guess that was everything. Great stuff. And I'll take that as well. Take this one. No, that was me. Sorry. Phew, that stunk. Okay, I think I crashed. Yes, I am definitely crashed. And I'm back again. Quickly had to answer a message. I wonder what caused that lag spike. I wasn't doing anything funny. But let me collect the saplings and I'll replant a few. That way, if I ever need, I can come fetch some more. And I've even got some apples. Great. And some cooked kelp. Nice. Oh man. Yeah. I think I should probably move my stuff to the new house I'm building. I'll take the important things. Take all the wood and stone. I'll take a door, thank you. Fences. Maybe take the flowers. Seeds. Yes, that's what I need. I need a bucket. That would be very good. I'll go get some water immediately. I think starting a proper farm would be a very good idea. Okay, I see there's an email I need to respond to. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I can't remember exactly where we left off last time. It's a bit laggy. But I've decided what I want to talk about. And Okay, let me first dump this all into a chest. What I want to talk about is the history of the Roman Empire. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, this is actually a topic that I won't say I am very well versed in. Maybe slightly more than the average person, I don't know. I did enjoy history in school. I haven't done any further studies relating to this kind of stuff, but I've always found it very interesting. It's literally probably one of the most impressive empires to have ever existed, and a lot of people don't know much about it. I think I grew up with a bigger interest in it, maybe because my grandmother was a professor of Latin at the university, and she she did one thing very well, and that was get all the grandchildren involved in her passion. It's actually pretty cool. So Latin was discontinued at the universities. It used to be that if you were studying medicine, you would have to take Latin as a subject, just because there's so many medical terms and names that come from the Latin. And she got that. I don't think it was reintroduced as a compulsory subject for them, but she made Latin so popular at the university that a lot of students would take it anyway, even though it wasn't compulsory. And the same thing with the students that did that took what's it called, an LLB. So the students that did law, a lot of them would also take Latin as a subject because it was just useful. I mean, a lot of our law these days is based on the Latin common law. So right off the bat, the Romans had such an impact just because they had created this language that was spoken so widely. But I guess Roman history, as we tend to think of it, generally starts with Julius Caesar. I know in reality it started much earlier. We've got like the Roman Republic and all that stuff that was like much earlier than Julius Caesar. But I think in popular culture, what we think of when we think of the Romans, we think of Julius Caesar, all those guys. And yeah, I'm actually not going to speak about Julius Caesar because he was not the first. He was not. I mean, technically, he's probably the guy that declared himself emperor. I'm a bit foggy on the dates now, but Augustus Caesar was like the first guy we really know a lot about. And of course, his real name, or I think his birth name, wasn't even Augustus. It was Octavian, which that's a pretty cool name. I mean, I don't think I'll be calling my kids Octavian, but I know a girl whose name is Claudia, and that's of course a very Latin name. And the male would be Claudius. So you'd have Claudia and you'd have Claudius, which would be the if you had the if you gendered the name differently. Anyways, so who was Octavian? Well, he was the grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. So he obviously had a great admiration for his grand uncle, and I think he was probably very heavily influenced by his uncle's ideas and what he stood for and what he tried to achieve. And when Julius Caesar was assassinated, I'm guessing that like really shook Octavian. And yeah, we really see, but it's interesting. We don't really have a clear picture of like what kind of a guy he was before Caesar's death. But when Caesar dies, Octavian steps forward as this brilliant young leader and politician. And I don't think at that stage he's really like distinguished himself as a military leader or a political leader. But yeah, he steps from the shadows, and he's kind of the guy that takes revenge for his grand uncle's death. So I'm just like, I could talk a lot and be spitballing, and I'd be talking a whole mess. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia article as I talk to just get my head straight. But yeah, it mentions here that at the age of 20, he becomes one of the 3 members of the second triumvirate, something like that. I'm not sure on the pronunciation for that. And of course the first, okay, now I want to say it again, triumvirate was Julius Caesar and 2 other guys. I can't remember who the 2 other guys were. I think Brutus, no, not Brutus. That guy that fled to Egypt, and Mark Antony. I think he was part of the first one. I'm not sure. Or am I thinking of someone else? I can't remember. Anyways, there was a first one, and Julius Caesar was part of that one. And then the second one is the one that that forms after his death, and the guy we know as Augustus is part of that group of men. And yeah, that all happened like at the age of 20. So this guy was like super young, and we we tend to think, oh, children only grow up at the age of 18. No, that's not true. Under the right circumstances, children can have a lot more responsibility at a much younger age. Now, is it good for them to grow up sooner? I don't know. I think personally I learned a lot of independence, or I was fairly independent from a young age, but independent and responsible and like someone that thinks clearly, those things don't necessarily go hand in hand. So I'm not sure if I'd advocate for my children to like be out of the house at age 16. But in many cultures that is the age that a child is grown. You won't see a kid that age still living with his parents and dependent on them and stuff. Ooh, a dolphin. Wow! Hello, Mr. What? He's gone. But I've got Dolphin's Grace. That's so cool. What was I busy saying? I've forgotten. Anyways, so yeah, fairly young age, and it's not like he's the yes man for these other 2 guys. he's got enough political clout to eventually oppose them as well. But yeah, so early on he allies himself with Mark Antony, and they defeat Caesar's assassins in 42 BC at the Battle of Philippi.